Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing a gentle beginners-friendly vinyasa yoga, just to help those of us looking to get into yoga and have some easy to follow steps and poses to get started and just to get an understanding of how yoga and all the poses look and operate. So to begin, we'll start off in a seated position with our legs crossed, hands on our knees or on our laps, whichever feels most comfortable. And we're just going to close our eyes and just take a few deep breaths, focusing on our inhales and exhales. If you just try and settle in, focusing on only here on the mat and forgetting everything else outside. Feeling the air suck in through the nose, filling up our lungs as our rib cages expand, and then just relaxing it all out as we just sigh it out through the mouth. And still keeping our eyes closed, we're going to lift our chin up, look as if we're looking up to the sky, and then just bring it our chin back down to our chest. Just going an up and down motion, nodding your head. The next time your head comes down, we're just going to start rolling it from side to side, bringing our one ear to our shoulder and sliding it over to the other side. Keeping everything nice and rhythmic, fluid, and easy. Then next time our right ear comes to our right shoulder, we're going to hold it there, letting our head hang over to the side so we can get a nice little stretch going down our neck. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, feel a bit more of a stretch, you can take your left hand and stretch it out as far to the left as you can, just to the point where your fingers are about to leave the mat, just to get a little bit deeper of a stretch going in your neck and your shoulders. Then swing your head over to the left. You can do the same on the other side. Let the head hang down to the left. And maybe even stretching our right hand out as far as we can, just so our fingers are able to graze onto the mat. Bring our head back to center. We're going to place both our hands onto our knees, palms facing down. As we take a big inhale, we're going to lift our chin up and pulling our shoulders back, opening our chest out as wide as we can. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our chin to our chest, rounding our shoulders and our back out. Once more, breathing in to open your chest. And then breathe out as we round our back. Going through two more rounds at your own pace. And on your last one, you can come back to a neutral tall spine. Shifting our hand over to our right knee, we're going to twist our bodies to the right, pulling our right shoulder back as far as we can. And then placing our right hand just behind us and pulling that last little bit, get a bit of a spinal twist. And then we're just going to hold it there for 3 full breaths. Releasing, moving on to the opposite side, right hand onto left knee, pulling our left shoulder back and placing our left hand behind our backs. And just giving it that last little stretch and pull. Great stuff. You can release. You can meet me in a tabletop position, hands below shoulders, knees below hips. And we're just going to shift our bodies over our wrists, going in a nice circular motion, just to get some blood moving and warm up our wrists. Going in one direction, and then changing over into the other. Then you can meet me back in a neutral spine. Starting with our right hand, we're going to put our weight onto the left as we lift the right up, reaching for the sky. And as we reach up high, we're going to pull our right shoulder back. And then as we exhale, we're going to thread our hand as if we between our hand and our left leg, as if we're threading a needle, pushing it as far out as we can, and then bring our right shoulder and right side of the head all the way down to the mat. And then you can either hold this pose as is over here, or with your left hand, you can maybe just spider crawl it out in front of you and as far as you can, while still maintaining your balance. Bring your left hand back and come back into a tabletop and move on to the other side. Left hand reaching up to the sky, pulling our left shoulder as far back as we can, and then threading the needle as we bring our left shoulder and head down to the mat. And then from here, we can just walk our hand out in front of us, just to give our shoulder a little bit of a deeper stretch. Bringing hands back to mat. And we're going to walk our feet back so we can come into a nice high plank with our knees off the ground. Then we're going to hold it for a breath, pushing the ground as far away as we can before lifting our hips up and pushing it back as we come into our downward facing dog. Focusing on trying to get a nice straight back, bending our knees. And if you want, you can maybe just pedal your dog out, bending one leg at a time, just to get some stretches going in your back, in the back of your legs and your calves. And then you can just hold our down dog in stillness, making sure your head is nice and loose. Just take a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, we can walk our feet towards our hands at the top of our mats. You can meet me in a nice forward fold, getting a nice little releasing your lower back. And we just let our whole body, upper bodies hang nice and loose as you let gravity take over. And taking a deep inhale, we're going to place our hand on our shins and we go into a halfway lift, lifting our upper bodies up halfway, keeping a nice straight spine. Then as we exhale, just relaxing back down. Moving on, we're going to place our hands back on the mat and stepping our right leg back as far as we can, and then placing our right knee down, lifting our upper bodies up for a half low lunge, hands coming up, and then cactusing our arms out to the side, really pulling our shoulders back, almost as if you want to get your shoulder blades to touch behind you, as we just bring it all back and lifting our heads up to the sky. Then placing our right hand onto our left knee, we're going to once more twist our bodies over to the left, and with your left hand, you can do a half bind behind your back to get a nice little twist in our sides. And bring our hands down to the mat, keeping our back knee bent, and lift our left hand up as we go for a bit of an easy twist. And bring your left hand back down, bring your knees together for another tabletop. We're then going to sink our bodies down, laying our whole front bodies down to the mat, then placing our forearms just out in front of us. We're going to push our upper bodies up for a Sphinx pose before bringing our bodies, bringing everything down again, palms down to mat, pushing back into a quick child's pose before coming up into our downward facing dog. And then from there, we can once more walk our feet, to the top of the mat, or forward fold, and into a halfway lift. Exhale down to forward fold. And now our left foot stepping back. You can meet me in another low lunge. Bring our hands up and opening out to the sides. And then placing our left hand on our right knee, taking a half a bind with our right hand, and then just twisting over to the right. Placing left hand down to mat, right hand reaching up for the sky. You can meet me back in the tabletop position, hands back down, knees together. And then making sure our hips stay above our knees, we're just going to sink our whole upper bodies down with our hands out in front of us, coming into a nice puppy pose as we bring our chest and our forehead down to the mat. And keeping our upper bodies as low as we can, just going to push our hips back, bringing them towards our heels. And then you can even open our knees out, almost as wide as the mat if you can. You can just meet me in our final pose, child's pose. And from here, you can just relax, letting everything rest and relax. Just focusing on our breath. Just clearing our minds. And still keeping your eyes closed, you bring your knees together as you push your upper body up. You can meet me in a seated position on your shins. You can place your hands on your thighs. You just take a minute and breathe. Maybe taking notice of how we feel now and how we felt before. And then giving ourselves a little mental tap on the back as we congratulate ourselves for looking after ourselves. And with our last exhale, you can slowly flutter your eyes open. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope there was something you guys can learn, something you guys can take for benefit for yourselves in your daily lives, in your daily practice. And I hope to see you guys again next time on the yoga mat.